Shalom Shari Kodesh. So today is an interesting anniversary for me. It's my 11th year here, and it's been 11 years since I was ordained today from the Jewish Theological Seminary. And it got me thinking about how far I've come, how far I've grown, and a little bit about how much older I've gotten. I want to share a little quick reflection about something that happened this week. I had my first injury in a long time. So where was I? Well, I was at home. It was Shabbat, and my kids were getting a little anxious. And so we had a game of football, kind of pretending that I'm here on the field. And I got down, ready to sprint, and I got up, and what happened? I pulled something in my calf, and I couldn't move. Today was the first day since Saturday that I was able to walk with even just a slight limp. So I wanted to share some of the lessons I learned from it. These lessons I learned were the following. I pride myself in my independence on doing things for others, but sometimes you have to depend on others. It's okay. It doesn't make you look weak. It helps you offer an opportunity for others to be of service to you. In the end, we thank them. I was able to depend on my family to do the things that I normally do around the house. And so that was a blessing that I discovered. Here's something else that I discovered. And for this, I have to share my screen and show a little movie.
Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
Nothing like a motivational speech from Rocky Balboa, right? It's a movie I saw this week. I haven't seen it in a long time. But I thought about that. I thought about life and what we're all going through. Some are having it more difficult than others. But all of us, to a certain degree, are hit and we've been knocked down. So how can we move forward? How do we deal with this idea of moving forward and then moving backward? The book of BaMidbar, which we began this week and we're going to be reading on Shabbat, the book of Numbers, is actually the series of 2 steps forward and 2 steps back for our people. BaMidbar traces the wanderings of our people for 38 years as they move from one place to the other, BaMidbar in the wilderness. The wandering was never the plan, though. It wasn't supposed to take 40 years, but they encounter obstacles that just knock them down. Some from the outside, a lot of them from the inside, internal. And the journey that was supposed to be short became long. But eventually they made it. Perseverance is a gift of its own. We think 40 years is a long time, but think about 2,000 years. For 2,000 years, we waited for Eretz Yisrael, for the land of Israel. And when the opportunity came, we seized it. Tonight begins a very special holiday, Yom Yerushalayim, which marks the anniversary of the reunification of the city of Jerusalem. And it's something to celebrate as we think about perseverance and hope. And finally, especially during these COVID-19 times, one of the things I should have done was stretch. It means stretching out my body. Maybe that would have prevented me from getting hurt. But at the same time, as I thought about this time, it's also been about stretching myself out for new ideas, stretching myself out for added responsibilities, preparing our bodies and minds for the extra load. It also means stretching ourselves out to make ourselves just a little bit uncomfortable, or maybe even a lot. For example, our decision to have Shabbat services on Zoom just for this time during the pandemic did not come lightly to me or to our spiritual life committee or to our congregation. It came with much stretching and study. It came with much discomfort, but also some growth. Independence is great, but we have to depend on others. The idea of falling down is part of what it means to be a Jew, but also it means that we have to get up, just like Rocky taught us. And finally, especially during these days, we have to remember to stretch ourselves out, stretch each other out, to help each other, and to learn and to grow. I want to wish you all a Shabbat Shalom. I hope you can join us tomorrow morning for our minyan for Yom Yerushalayim, Friday night for our Kabbalat Shabbat service, and Shabbat morning as we read Parashat BaMidbar and have an enlightening Torah study session with our congregants. Wish you all a Shabbat Shalom.